such talent. You know, you can have people with, let's just say, equal talent, and one can make it and one doesn't. You know, there's a lot of hardness, a lot of hardship in it, there's a lot of meanness in it, there's a lot of politics in it that people on the outside don't see because they see the front.
It's very easy now for very good artists to be completely lost in the shuffle, and maybe nothing will ever happen to their careers. 3/4 of their students, their work is technically as good, if not better, as most of the artists you're going to see around Chelsea and Soho and the Bowery, but they're all dressed up and they've got nowhere to go. You know, most of those people are not going to become artists. They simply don't have the willpower and whatever it is they want to express.
I think the hardest part about being an artist is judgment, self-inflicted and socially inflicted. You know, your parents saying, hey, you're not, why aren't you making money? Or support is extremely important for the artist. That's why artists hang out with other artists. We need to have that energy. A lot of times people aren't going to understand if they aren't an artist. It's hard to understand that internal process.
And this whole thing's like fishing or gambling. That's what I consider art to be, like the business part of it. It's like those two things combined. You know, you're fishing, you got this little rare thing on the end of your line, you're hoping it's gonna attract the fish and stuff like that, but it all depends where they are. And is it hot out? Are they at the bottom, the top? It's the same thing where you're fishing, at what level are you trying to sell your work at in society. And it's gambling because, yes, there's a luck element. You know, there's so many talented people, I mean, that nobody ever sees because they don't have the persistence, they can't deal with the rejection. I mean, you gotta get rejected pretty much 98% of the time for years and years for shit to happen.
It could be really fantastic. It could be good enough to have been marketed all along, and this person could have been, you know, Eric Fischl's contemporary, but they weren't, they're not, and now it's basically like a room out in back of their house filled with paintings that there's no market for. You know, there's just like a dumpster filled with some artist's work because they're no longer here, there's no legacy, there's not a gallery to market that work. Their kids don't want to put it in storage for 20 years and with the hopes that maybe someday some will discover it. And it's just like literally it's gone on the dust heap of history.
And you know, there are successful artists that, you know, didn't even graduate from college. So the other fallacy is that, you know, somehow if you haven't had some sort of artistic achievement by the time you've reached your late 20s, that somehow you're done. You know, we live in a kind of a wonderkin culture. I think it can be easy to feel that way, but you know, there are a lot of very interesting artists who make work late into their lives.
I was at a dinner, a small dinner, and I was seated across the table from Dave Hickey. He said, in the art world, there is no such thing as climbing the ladder. You have to start at the top. And when he said that, even though I'd been a practicing artist all those years, it hit me in the head like a brick. There is so much truth to that. And I think that's what a lot of young artists think about themselves, and they kind of have to, if you think about it. I will be the exception. And as you get older and you're in the game longer, you begin to realize if you were the exception, you would know by now. So then a different kind of hopefulness takes over, and that would be if I can just stay in line, if I can just stay the course. But I think that the general misconception of a young artist is that they will be the exception.
I think talent plays very little role in the success or failure of a work, of an artist. I think it's really a question of persistence, hard work, and luck. You can't make the assumption that because work is seen in a museum that it is better or worse than work you might see in another situation. I don't think you can make that assumption. What's concealed from view, what's behind a work of art can become part of the work of art now and can add great value to your experience of it.
An artist is someone who gets you to see the world differently because their work has such power to it and such an understanding of or grasp of the human condition or something. There's something special. It provokes you. It takes you somewhere else. It's transcendent. 99.99% of the art that's out there will not survive the test of time and have no value. You know, why an artist makes it, why another one doesn't, who the hell knows?
You got to find these people out there whose opinion will make everybody else believe. People want to buy a piece of your experience. So if your experience is interesting and your experience and leads them down a road that they find fascinating, then the work's a representation of that. It's like I was so idealistic in my younger part of my life. Up until like even 35, I just thought like all you had to do was like be talented and just be honest and put your shit out there and like, you know, somebody would recognize it. And it's a terrible moment to come to, believe me. It's crushing because the artists that get involved in it for the real, like, you know, soul, you know, of it, which is what I did, like just the need to express something or whatever, or the beauty of it, you know, your world comes crashing down when you realize, like, okay, this is what I did with my life. I better start getting good at trying to sell this shit or get somebody that's good at selling it for me.
When something unexpected comes along in your life and opens you up to an experience that you didn't expect to have, you couldn't have imagined in a way, and all of a sudden somebody's done something that amuses you, intrigues you, revolts you, you walk away in some tiny way changed for that experience. I think that makes your life richer. I think it's just, it's a wonderful thing. You know, it's thrilling.
I got that exciting moment 4 weeks after not talking to Fritz. It was a phone message where he sounded like he was getting back on track.
I'm calling to say thank you for all you've done for me and for the filming.